Good evening, my esteemed CoC colleagues, and welcome to this solo dolo edition of the Rundown. It's playoff time, boys. Almost. All right, we're going to keep this one tight. All right, we're going to look at a little bit of last week. We're going to look at a little bit of this week. We are going to look at all the playoff scenarios, but first, as always, we check the standings. Jeremy, welcome to the club. He has secured his little star. He will be represented in the playoffs. As for people who aren't Jeremy, well, boys, look at this. It is wide open out here. Sorry, Bender. It is wide open out here. So we're going to take a quick look at the pick'em, which is over here. And oh, baby, Andrew has left the door open, guys. Here I come. Oops. Yeah, look at that. Almost a perfect week if I just didn't pick myself, or if I just started Joe Mixon. But only 2 points back. I don't know. I think it's 1 week left to play. I haven't checked the bet, but I believe we were regular season only. But I'll confirm that, as I'm sure Andrew will as well. So, the moment everyone has been waiting for. Let's get into the scenarios. Dun dun dun. All right. So, as we said before, 7 wins equals in. Not 100% the case anymore, as we now have 3 teams sitting at 6 and 7. One of you will not get in if you have 7 wins, and you all win this week. So, what does that mean? Not a lot changed at the top. I still get the number 1 if I win or Andrew loses this week. Or if we both win and I points tiebreak him. That's another scenario. Or if I lose and he wins and I points tiebreak him. I'm sorry, that's the scenario. Then we got Andrew. He needs to win. He needs me to lose, and he needs to win the most points. To get his number 2 seed, he just needs to win, or Kyle needs to lose. That's not necessarily 100% the case anymore as we get into the lower things. He also needs to points tiebreak Jeremy if Jeremy wins to secure the number 2. Then again, for the number 2, Kyle needs to win and Andrew needs to lose. Again, in this scenario, if Kyle loses, I don't think he can get the number 2 seed. Yeah, he can't. So he needs to win. He needs Andrew to lose. To get the number 3, he needs a win or a Jeremy loss to stay 1 game in front. For Jeremy can actually take an outside shot at the number 2 seed if Jeremy wins. Andrew loses. Kyle loses. And they all finish at 9 and 5. And Jeremy can close the 17-point gap that Andrew has put in front of him. He can secure the number 2 seed. Wouldn't that be neat? So yeah. Now the fun stuff. All right. Dan, David, Travis, Evan, Nathan, Craig, Greg. You guys are all alive. Sorry, Bender. Dan, your scenario is simple. Win. That's it. If you win, or if Travis and David lose and you have more points than Evan, you get in. So we effectively have, as I've been looking at it, we got 2 spots for 5 people. We got this 5 seed and we got this 6 seed. Everybody on this list is technically within striking distance, depending on how the matchups break out. So Dan needs to win, or he needs Travis and David to lose, and he needs enough points to tiebreak Evan. Dan has a lot of points coming into the week. He is at 1448. Unlikely David will close the 50-point gap. Not possible that Travis will close the 150-point gap. Evan has only 6 less points, so that's why I say that is an important tiebreaker for Dan. Okay, David, situation is basically exactly the same. You need to win, or you need who is it? You need Dan and Travis to lose, and again, enough points to tiebreak Evan. Can you close the 50-point tiebreak gap on Evan? Probably not, especially in a loss, but in theory, it is possible. Travis is the first one. You're going to need a little help. You need to win, and you're going to need one of these 2 guys to lose. Newsflash, I hope it's David. Sorry, David. So, yeah, you need to win, and you need one of those guys to lose. Oh, baby. Guys, last week I had this whole thing. It was like 3 paragraphs long. Guess what? It's not anymore. It is simple. The child of prophecy, Evan, needs to win. Then he just needs 2 out of the 3 of these guys to lose. And he needs to win the points tiebreaker. Now, that against David and Travis is that note is only in there is if Dan is one of the loss players. So if David and Travis lose, it's a lock if he wins, pretty much. He will points tiebreak them both. He will get in at 6 and 8. If Dan and David lose, then he would also need more points than Dan at the end of the week. And again, that is just the 6 point gap. So they are effectively also playing head to head if Dan loses and Evan wins. Now, Nathan, you have essentially the exact same scenario. You're going to need 2 losses from this group of people. In your scenario, you're also going to need Evan to probably lose because you can't tiebreak Evan, and you're going to need to points tiebreak. What does that mean for you? You're going to need likely Travis to lose and David to lose, and then Dan to win, and you're going to have to close a 60-point gap. Now, is it possible? Yes. Is it going to happen? Wow, listen, who am I to tell? Who am I to tell? But you need these 2 guys to lose, and you need to close that 60 points on David. To tiebreak at 6 and 7, you get in. Craig and Greg, technically same thing. You just need all those guys to lose. You need to score 1,000,000,000 points to tiebreak your way in. Not statistically eliminated, not highly likely. So it's 5 spots or 5 guys for 2 spots. Really, it's probably 4 guys for 2 spots when it comes down to it. But the moral of the story is, if you're Dan or you're David, simply win and in, and you guys will have 7 wins. And you can points tiebreak Travis, who is significantly behind points. And then Travis and Evan and Nathan, you're looking for a little help. You're looking for a little help. So let's get into last week. This guy had 3 touchdowns in 13 weeks. 3 touchdowns. And then he had 3 touchdowns in one game against like the best defense in the NFL. So that was cool. Terry McLaurin did score 0, which kind of balances it out. Derrick Henry pops off. It's just like the weirdest 115 points anyone's ever scored. I just get absolutely annihilated in the special teams gap. And the biggest difference was it came down to Joe Mixon was in my lineup until like Saturday. Then they said, oh, Joe Flacco is going to start. I put Amari Cooper in. If I start Joe Mixon, I win. I would have won by like 0.8. I did the math. I think I would have had 113.9 or something like that. This looked like a good start too. Amari Cooper had, these 34 points all in like the first quarter and a half of this game. He got hurt. And Jahan Dotson and Amari Cooper, if I just started Joe Mixon over either one of those guys, I would have won. Which has been my lineup all season. This is the first time I haven't started all 3 running backs, and I'm going to regret it. Especially also because I would have closed another 20 points in this gap, and I would also be hovering around like 182 within striking distance. 184, I think I would have had. Yeah. I can't find the matchup. 184, essentially, I would have had. So, you live and you learn. Hope we get the number 1 seed. Hope Andrew scores like 12 points this week, and I hope Jeremy scores 13 points this week, and then I take the points total. That'd be great. Kyle, good win. Keep you alive for the 2 seed, and keep you extremely alive for the 3 seed. But you needed that to stay alive for the 2. Wow, this game was Jover, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't so over. Andrew was sweating last night as that game went into overtime. Andrew was scared that the manimal himself, Jamar Chase, was going to hunt him down from 31-point lead on Monday night after the double goose that was Juwan Johnson and Marquise Brown. This guy doesn't start Jerome Ford and started Marquise Hollywood Brown against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense? I'm sorry, what? What? Wait, I didn't even realize that this happened. What were you? You were like, that guy's playing as a good defense and hasn't played well in like 8 weeks. He's got 2 reasonable weeks. and they're in Pittsburgh, and the weather is known to be inclement because everywhere on the eastern seaboard, the weather is inclement. And you didn't start Jerome Ford? You were like, oh, I'm terrified of the Rams? Weird. This one is much more understandable. Pretty much nobody started Charbonnet unless you absolutely had to. But Andrew still gets the win. Keeps his number one hopes alive. Keeps his number two hopes alive. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And he will carry the 17-point lead against Jeremy and the 33 point lead against me. Realistically, this probably means it's a three-man race for most points. Dan, in theory, with like a 180 piece, could find his way up there. But he would need to go absolutely nuclear. I mean, technically Evan then too, right? Like both of you guys, if either one of you scored close to 200 points, you could make it happen. More realistically, it's probably 3-horse race, and even more realistically than that, a 2-horse race. Like even I'm kind of out of it, trying to give up 20 points here. Hope you guys do that. Hope you and Jeremy both score like 12 points this week. That'd be great. David, oh my god, talk about another game that like was completely over. Excuse me, and then wasn't over. Brock Purdy goes insane. Ramondre Stevenson gets hurt. I mean, Greg just got kneecapped by this Chargers Patriots game. Bride. Wow, yeah, that's right. We were talking about this yesterday. Double tight end was technically the start. If he goes double tight end over Chris Godwin, he would have won. But like, why would anybody have done that? I can see how maybe you would have thought, like maybe you avoid this matchup in New England. Depleted weapons. Yeah, there's a narrative to be said that you shouldn't have started Justin Herbert, but like he's Justin Herbert, so nobody's gonna fault you for that. And then Ramondre gets hurt in a game where he was looking like pretty okay, which is unfortunate. David peaking at the right time, but without his Christian Watson, what is he gonna do as we move into next week? He does get some needed weapons back in the form of Devontae Adams and Cole Kmet and Justin Fields. Well, maybe not. Actually, Cole Kmet and Justin Fields probably don't find his lineup. So he just swaps in Devontae for Christian Watson, which everybody knows is a downgrade. Everybody knows that. Oh, and Christian Kirk. That's right. Wow. Yeah. David's gonna struggle to start some quality wide receivers. This guy's gonna line up Odell Beckham Jr. I would love to be the guy playing him this week. All right. Evan, look at this. Keeping his hopes and dreams alive. Pulls all the right strings. Starts all the right players. Finds his way to a 150-point dub to be very alive in the playoff hunt. Nathan, unfortunately, at the hands of defeat, just gets. I mean, nothing Nathan could have done. You could just get rolled by 150 piece, a top to bottom 150 piece too. Like everybody just scoring except for Jalen Warren. Best running back on Nathan's team, Rachaad White, continues to be astounding. And I will continue to say Andrew's a weirdo for not keeping that guy for like a 13th round pick. You tried with the Cortland Sutton Russell Wilson stack. The problem is Russell Wilson did not. That's right. They are. It just doesn't say passing touchdown. I was like, wait, he has a passing touchdown. I can see Cortland Sutton's receiving touchdown. Yeah. Nathan, you're alive, but barely. Evan, you are very alive. So keep it up. Keep it up. Wow, this matchup was wild, to say the least. Travis, unfortunately, gets Monday nighted by Trevor Lawrence in a game that effectively would have secured him a playoff spot. Probably. I mean, not probably, but he would have had way more ways in. It would have been winning in, David loss, Dan loss, and or David loss or Dan loss, and you would have been in. Now he needs help. That is unfortunate. Let's see. What did Travis leave on the bench? Jaden Reed and D-Hop. I mean, what are you going to do? Jaden Reed's been popping off every single week. D-Hop has been pretty much a dud. You know, I can't fault you for that at all. And just like 2 plays before he gets hurt. Not really. This happened in like the middle of the 3rd quarter, I think, and then he got hurt in the 4th. You know, Craig passes Travis just barely. ekes him out on Monday night to really in the spirit of spoiler squad. Craig wins this game. And, Craig peaking at the wrong time because it is too late. But here come the bye week players. They're back. They're ready. They're rolling. Chuba Hubbard, what a good player. Some doubted. Some said it wasn't a good trade. In retrospect, I wish that guy was on my team. Anyway, wow. Matchup of the week. Gun slinging. We're battling for playoff position. We're battling for bye weeks. This game had massive implications. Jeremy locks up his playoff berth. Dan still on the inside, but fighting from the inside. Needs to now find his way in. The CeeDee Lamb, Sam Howell stack continues to be an absolute nightmare for Jeremy's opponents, and there's no end in sight. CeeDee Lamb's matchups are just good the rest of the way. Sam Howell is going to continue to throw the ball 4,000 times every week. This still blows my mind. But all he does is drop back and throw the ball and throw the ball and throw the ball and throw the ball. And he's not going to do it this week. Oh my God, no. This is Jeremy's his essence, his life force. Jeremy's going to start Jordan Love. He's going to get trapped into thinking Jordan Love is a good quarterback. He's going to go, oh my God, he's playing the Giants on Monday night. What a free matchup. And then all of a sudden you're going to go, oh my God, that's right, Jordan Love's a pumpkin. And yeah, it really is all she wrote. Dan, nothing could have done. The Rashee Rice, you had an opportunity to win on Monday night. You were trailing by about 25 points with Calvin Ridley and McManus, and Calvin Ridley just came up short, which has been, the tale of two Ridleys for your entire season. This is also really depressing. As a fellow Pittsburgh Steelers defense owner, they have been not so good as of late, which has been unfortunate. But they got New England this week, so you'll be fine. And speaking of this week, we're gonna kind of buzz some of these matchups. I have to do my pick. I'm gonna trust that the honorable Andrew Waters has already locked in his pick'em, and he's not gonna sit here and watch this VOD and then lock in the exact same picks that I do so he can secure his 2-point lead, because that would be lame. Who do we got? Wow, David opting for the Justin Fields Detroit, not the San Francisco Seattle. Interesting. Who am I going to start? I don't know. Is Amari Cooper going to play? I sure hope so. If he doesn't play, here's the problem. I'd want to start George Pickens, but George Pickens plays on Thursday. So if I don't have a clear indication of Amari Cooper, I'm probably just rolling Cooper out there, because at this point I'm just playing for upside. The win is nice, but I'm going to get a first round bye. So it's really just about if I want the 1 seed or not. I think Amari Cooper has a higher upside than George Pickens, and then if he can't play, I'll just start Jordan Addison. So that's probably my move. Man, Davis matchups are rough. I mean, I've done it all season. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pick myself. Will Zach Wilson be able to save Breece Hall? The answer is no. David's going to have to live with his quarterback decision between Purdy and Fields. And Christian Watson, I don't believe is going to play. So he's going to have to find another substitute in that department as well. And if he does play, is he just a decoy stack? We will see. Maybe he starts Kareem Hunt, which feels bad. Maybe he starts Gus Edwards, which feels bad. And he swaps OBJ into that top spot. But we'll see. David's got some decisions to make. I hope Dak scores another 45 points. Wow. There's I'll just save it for his matchup, but this is a heavy implication game. Dan fighting for his playoff life. Andrew fighting for his number 1 seed, fighting for his most points, fighting for his bye week. Everything is on the line. And oh my God, Andrew's going to have to sweat this on Monday night. Wait, is it a double Monday night? Or did one of these games get flexed and they haven't? Huh? Did one of these games get flexed and they haven't said anything? No, it's just a double Monday night game? That doesn't feel right. But, okay. It is what it is. So nothing is going to be decided in this game until Monday night. That's crazy talk. Let's see what decisions Dan looking at. Oh, he finds Calvin Ridley back on the bench. We got Rasheed Rice back in the lineup. We got the Saints stack. Oh, Nico Collins against the Jets. He's on the bench. When Andrew puts Nico Collins on the bench, bad things happen. Dalton Kincaid's back from bye. Lamar Jackson's back from bye. Dan's got Pittsburgh against New England. That is spooky. That is spooky. Jacksonville at Cleveland. That is less spooky. I watched Jake Browning light up Jacksonville this week. Just for the memes, I want to pick Dan. Andrew's going to pick himself, and I need to make up 2 points, so that's probably also what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick Dan here. This matchup's not great. This matchup's not great. Lamar Jackson has been pretty meh. Hopefully they shut this guy down. Let's go, Dan. Secure me a number 1 seed, will you, Dan? Would love that for me. That would also secure Dan's playoff life. All right. Talk about a poop ball on paper. But Kyle's got McLaurin on a bye. No strings that Bender can pull on this bench. Jalen Hurts at Dallas. Derrick Henry at Miami. DeAndre Swift at Dallas. This matchup feels, man, Kyron Williams at Baltimore. Kyle's got some bad matchups. Does Bender pull one more win out before the end of the season? Kyle's starting Josh Dobbs in Vegas. Maybe. I mean, maybe he's picking somebody up, but we've doubted Kyle all season. I'm trying to soul read Andrew and where he goes. I think Andrew's gonna go Bender. I'm gonna go Kyle. Let's we're gonna live or die on this one. Go team. All right, we're gonna gloss over this one pretty quick. Not a lot of implications left here. He's gonna put Josh Allen back in. Maybe he puts Gabe Davis back in. Probably not. Maybe he puts Tyler Boyd in. Probably not. Maybe Drake London. That's an actually maybe. Craig is gonna have to go pick somebody up, but he gets Justin Jefferson back for the first time in an eternity. So Justin Jefferson in. I don't think Aaron Jones is gonna play. Justin Jefferson in. Zay Flowers goes down here, and then he starts probably like Baker Mayfield or something. I don't even know who the best quarterback available is right now. It's like Gino in San Francisco. That feels bad. Yeah, these don't feel great. These don't feel great. So Craig's gonna have to make a quarterback decision. I'm going Nate Chan. Go Juice Alun. His namesake is back. He will be riding. Oh my God, Greg effectively eliminated from the playoffs last week. Can he gatekeep Travis as well? So this is the point I was going to bring up earlier. I meant to bring this up while we were talking. Out of those 4 teams I spoke about, Dan, David, and Evan are all playing me, Andrew. Like, Travis is the only one who's playing somebody on the bottom half of the standings. So Travis has the pathway for a victory in terms of strength of schedule here this week. Obviously, none of that matters, and it's going to come down to who scores the points. But let's see. Travis needs to find a tight end, which shouldn't be too hard. And he needs to find a serviceable running back replacement. It's probably just Khalil Herbert, which, doesn't feel great, but there's certainly worse starts than Khalil Herbert at this point in the season. So yeah. Travis finds a tight end, finds a thing. Will Travis secure a win? What are the matchups looking like over here? Cooper Kupp has just been so lame. This guy stinks. This guy's not going to play too, so you also need a running back? Yeah. Man, and you got nobody. Oh, gross. Man. I'll take Rams. Puka Nacua going to play too? There's so many outstanding in this game. Give me Travis. Greg already knew. Oh my God. One unstoppable win streak against one boy of destiny. Who wins in this game? Wow, let's get into it. We're gonna I'm calling this one matchup of the week, right? Nobody else is really like high octane winning in. Yeah, this is good. This controls so much. This controls everything from the number 2 seed to the number 8 seed. Which don't forget, by the way, guys, you're playing for seeding in the consolation bracket. I think the person who gets 7th and 8th also get a bye in the consolation bracket. So it's a really, really, really big win there too. I got to dig into these matchups. We got Stroud in New York in inclement weather We got Detroit and Chicago in inclement weather, or same round. We got Mike Evans, the best wide receiver in football. He's got Tony Pollard against Philadelphia. That's a good. That's a bad matchup for Tony P. He's got Achan against Tennessee. That's a great matchup for Achan. He's got Baltimore at home against the Rams. Let's see. What do we got on Jeremy's side? Jeremy. He's got Potato Love against the Giants. He's got CeeDee Lamb against Philly. That's like the best matchup in the league. He loves that. He's got Can't Stop Me Keenan Allen against Denver. Oh, it's the Miami running back battle. Jeremy looking to start Najee here. Who's he got on the bench? Oh, does Kenneth Walker come back in time to save him? If he does, I don't even know if you start him because he's playing against San Francisco. So we'll see about that. Man, this matchup is tough. Man, Andrew's gonna pick Evan, but like I'm also gonna pick Evan. I mean, I can't. Listen, Child of Destiny. Here it comes. This guy is sneaking in. Wait, did I even pick? Now I have to look at my pick. If I even picked Evan to get in. So I picked Dan to win. No, I picked Dan and Travis to win. Evan does not get in based on my scenario because these two guys will secure at 7. Oh no. I'm not changing now. I'm committed. Let me know your thoughts. Flame me in the comments. That one was pretty quick. I'll leave this up on the screen again for a couple seconds if you guys want to look at it. Go teams except Jeremy and Andrew's team. Hope you guys score none of the points. That'd be great. Hope I score all of the points. Wish I started Joe Mixon.